Today we are going to talk about wintry reads, books that you can read up curled by the fire or during Christmas. Books perfect for when the snow is falling and the ground is completely frozen. Like I said, we're going to do a wintry reads type of themed video. Now, I have been getting asked a lot, and by a lot I mean a lot, to do one of these videos, and I was very hesitant to do one at first, or I take that back. Well, I was really excited until I got into like the research mode of it, and then I was like, oh crap, because it is very hard to find, in particular, YA books that are wintry, because there's not very many of them, at least not that I could find. So I had to like intensify my research and include other books and stuff. This is a very not very well put together list, I will tell you that, and I apologize for that, but just know that I really looked into it. I scoured Goodreads and Google and everything else, and I tried to come up with a decent list, so I apologize if this is not what you were looking for, but I really tried my best, and hopefully these books are somewhat good for you for winter. I don't know. Let's just get on to it. First two I'm going to talk about are probably the two that you know. Like, everyone knows usually that there are two books in the YA community that are like wintry books, and yes, that's the only two books I really know that when I think of winter and I think of YA, these are the two books I think of. So the first one, everyone will probably know, so let's say it together. And that is Dash Lily's Book of Dares by Rachel Kahn and David Leviathan. And yes, everyone's probably heard of this. I don't think everyone's read it, so that's a good thing. I read it last year around this time, and I loved it, and I will probably read it again just because it's just a perfect wintry book. It takes place in New York, I believe, and snow and stuff, and it's got this really cute, love going on with Dash and Lily, so I definitely recommend this one. This is probably the one that you know about. One you probably know, and we can say it together again, is Ready, Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. Now, these are three short stories in one book, and they all take place in the snow. The characters all somehow intertwine, and it's a really, really good book. Like, I love this book, and I highly recommend this one for snowy days, any cold days where you feel like you just can't get warm enough. That was a lot of loss for words, sorry. These two are probably the most talked about wintry books in YA, so if you haven't heard of them, great, I'm glad I could introduce you to them. If you have heard of them, I apologize for you hearing them again. So let's get on to the other crazy concocted list I've come up with. It's all over the place. These books are going to be very, very, very odd. Like I said, very odd places. Like, some of them take place in the winter, some of them are during Christmas. A lot of them are just with elements of snow and stuff in them, like this one, and that is going to be Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. And I know this book gets a ton of hate on BookTube. I personally like this series, except for the last book, but that's just me. It does, like I said, get a lot of like not so good things, but maybe you could just read it and figure out for yourself. It is about werewolves, and what the winter element in this book is I think it has been literally so long since I've read this, so if I say this completely wrong, forgive me. It is about werewolves, like I said, and the werewolves change with the temperature of the season. So I believe that in the fall, or I believe when it gets cold outside and winter happens, they become werewolves and they can't control it. Or it could be summer. It's one of those, but I know this book has very, very heavily winter themes in it, so I recommend this one, and I like this book, and I like it. That's all I'm going to say about it. It's also a wintry theme, but doesn't really have to do with winter, I think. And that's going to be The 10th Circle by Jodi Picoult. And this book is, it's been a long time since I read this one as well. This is one of my favorite Jodi Picoult novels, I will say, but be warned, this is an adult book, and her elements in her book are kind of serious, like kind of almost scary, so it surprises me that I read them. Oh, that has very wintry themes in it, I think. Like I said, this list is all over the place, but nevertheless, this is a great book. The next book I have for you, I have not read, but I do know it's very wintry themed. In fact, you can watch the movies, and you can, well, at least the first one, I believe, and you can see how much winter there is, obviously. And that is going to be the Chronicles of Narnia. And on this cover, of course, we have the Ice Queen. I don't know her name. Sorry. But I do know this book is all about, the first one, or The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, is about these kids that go into the magical wardrobe and they're transplanted to Narnia, and like just completely winter everywhere because the Ice Queen, the Winter Queen, whatever her name is, has taken over, and it's just winter everywhere, and it's bad, but it is beautiful to see it on screen, so I will tell you that much. But I know this is a very wintry book, at least The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe is, and this is a bind-up of all of them, and I haven't read it because, look at this, it just daunts me. If you want to get kind of even more wintry, of just wintry themes, I love to read Harry Potter during the winter months, because Harry Potter just, like, J.K. Rowling writes winter so well. Like, I love Hogwarts at Christmas, like with the snow on the building and the snow that falls and their scarves and their school robes and the feast at Hogwarts. Like, yes, like, please, let's go to Hogwarts at winter. Definitely recommend reading Harry Potter during the winter months because it's just wintry. It's got a winter effect in it. Those are all the books that I physically owned that I'm talking about in this video. So let's talk about other books I found during my research, which is crazy. The first book I found is Wintertown by... oh crap, this is the only book I did not write the author down for. I do know it's YA, and I do know it's a lot about winter. Boom. The next book is Frozen by Melissa de la Cruz, and this actually just came out, I want to say a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and it's YA. About how the world pretty much is a frozen tundra now, and this girl is going on to this quest, or is going on this mission to find the not frozen place in the world that is, I think it's called the Still Blue. No, it's called the Glow. Oh! Sometimes when I don't do my research, it just comes to bite me in the butt, and that's what it's doing right now. I apologize for that. It obviously has a very heavy theme on winter. The next book is Fracture by Megan Miranda, and this book is very wintry. Reading it, it looks very, very chilling. So if you want those chilling wintry reads, I definitely recommend that. Also, if you want another wintry themed book, is The Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin. I've heard have very, very heavily winter themes. I mean, what's that famous quote? Winter is coming. I think that's what they say. I don't know, I don't read the books nor watch them, but I did introduce my dad to them. So before you say, can't believe you haven't read them, I got my dad into it. There you go. So with that, we have this whole selection of adult Christmassy type of wintry books. Like, there is a never-ending plethora of those, believe you me. I'm sure Nora Roberts has tons of good wintry ones. And another one, let's see, The Gift by Cecilia Ahern. That is a really good wintry one. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the Christmassy books because there is so many of those, like so many of those, even on YA. So I didn't want to really introduce the Christmassy type of reads in this video. I just wanted to do mainly wintry ones. But I will tell you this, because this video was so scattered-brained and so I will leave the links down to all the Goodreads list I found. Like, Goodreads is great for a list. People make lists of everything. It's like best summer books. Like, oh, if you would have asked me to do like summer books, I can name like 50 right now. Wintry books, I can't name any. So I will leave the links down below to all those different books if you want adult wintry books, if you want YA wintry books. Like, they have a good selection of those. So I know this video was kind of all over the place, and I apologize for that. I really tried to do the research for it, and you know, I think there are some good wintry books in this. Now, if you have any good recommendations for wintry, Christmassy, any type of books, please leave them down in the comments, because I will read them and be like, I can't believe I forgot that one. But I hope this video helps you even a little bit. And yeah, so who's up for reading these random books for winter? I hope. I feel like this video is a total fail.